All attention-seeking demons are going to lose while watching your victory unfold. You have to be sure and aware that you're going to win, and you have to be prepared to win. You have to prepare to win, all right? It's very volatile that you prepare to win. Certain things are going to happen in your life that you're going to feel like it shouldn't be happening, especially when it comes to the treatment that you receive from other people. There are certain things that happen, and it makes you think like, why does this have to happen to me? Why not somebody else? But you were specifically selected, and if you want to say chosen, to have to experience this, and not that it's something that you would want to happen, but there's more positivity in it than you might think. You're going to end up being forced to tap into certain parts of yourself that other people aren't. You're going to have to be forced to tap into parts of yourself that other people aren't. You can tap into a space in your mind to where, regardless of what may be a distraction, or regardless of what may be something that holds you back, you can override your mind to not let it hinder you, not let it be a hindrance to you, not let it be something to hold you back. And it's important that you do that, because if there's something you want to do with your life, if there's something that you feel you're supposed to be doing in life, you don't want to hold yourself back. You don't want to be held back, and that's by anything. Regardless of what happens in your life, you can move forward, you can press on, and you can still create the reality that God intended for you. All right? So attention-seeking demons, they're, one might say, everywhere, but it really depends on how you look at things. All right? And this is why they're going to have to be forced to watch your victory unfold. All right, I apologize if you guys can't hear me over the waves, but I'm going to make sure that I speak as loud as I can. All right, attention-seeking demons, you might come to the conclusion that they have nothing to do, they have too much time on their hands, they're evil, there's something wrong with them, they're crazy, they're dumb. All these things are very true. All right, and they're dumb in the sense of what they're doing, but don't sleep on their intelligence. All right, they're not dumb that way. They may not be that smart in terms of what they do, but they're smart in terms of what they do, because of what they know and how they know that it could potentially affect someone. So that's what I mean when I say you have to be prepared. All right, you have to, I guess this is what they mean when they say you have to be aware of the devil and his devices. All right, some of the devil's devices are stalking, unfortunately, putting too much pressure on people, the harassment that they try to make you endure throughout the day, acting like they're doing nothing, but you're aware that they're actually doing something. You could waste a lot of time paying attention to someone else instead of living your life, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want to waste time focused on other people instead of moving forward with your life. There's things that you could be doing, things that you could be learning, something or someone that you could be becoming, and it's just a waste of time it's a waste of time to continue to focus on the fact that what they're doing is wrong or that they're evil. All right, yes, there are people who need to be made aware of what's happening to them or around them, or what type of people they're encountering, so they can know how to play the game of life a little differently when you have to be involved with people like this. All right, they want attention so bad, and they want to try to throw you off and get you out of a happy place that they see you in prior to your engagement with them. All right, they want to ruin your happiness. They see you minding your business, enjoying a nice day, you can't be taken out of that. You can't be taken out of that. People can put a term on this or a condition or whatever they want. You know what's happening to you. Some people may try to come up with a conclusion or an idea for what you're going through, but it's really not. It's really not good to talk to people about this who aren't going through it or experiencing it, because you may not get the answer that you're looking for. This stuff doesn't happen to everybody, and by now we know that. We know this stuff doesn't happen to everybody, but you do need an outlet. All right, you need an outlet. You need something to be able to allow you to deal with what it is that you're experiencing. And that's what I believe pushed me closer to God. All right. I feel that this was by design. What the devil meant to us for bad, God means to us for good. And of course, when people are operating in the lowest part of themselves and they're letting evil take control, they're going to be demonic, they're going to be devilish. All right, they're going to be operating from a place of hate. But the difference between you and them is you have the right to ignore, and you have the right to pay attention to what you're already focused on. It's a lot of things that we can do with our mind that we may not have been aware of, and this isn't anything heavy. These are just things that we need to implement and things that we can do. Even when somebody is in our face, even when it seems like somebody is trying to cause us trouble, bring us trouble, or be a problem, there's a place within you that you can go to and you can confide in. All right, and God has a lot to do with that. All right, you have the power and you have the presence of God within you. By now, watching my channel, you should know that you have the power and you have the presence of God within you. You are divinely made. All right, you are a divine creature, and that's why a lot of people who are operating on the lowest part of themselves, these demonic entities, are trying to attach themselves to you some type of way and trying to get you to focus on them, trying to get you to give them energy. They know that there's a difference between you and them. They can see it. Not only can they see it, but they can feel it. And when you have those who can feel it, they tend to, that's when they tend to turn into vampires. All right, they tend to try to place themselves in your reality some way, somehow, try to get a reaction from you, so that way they could feed off that and they could go off and pretend to be happy for a little bit, or pretend to enjoy themselves. All right, these are people who hate themselves. These are people who hate themselves. Somebody who practices self-love would involve themselves in this type of behavior. All right, but they really can't stop you. All right, some of us may have been in a space or a place to where we thought that they would remain undefeated. All right, there's nothing undefeatable about these people. They're just choices that we have to make and things we have to realize that we're able to do with our mind. And some people may say like, yo, just ignore them. Just ignore them. There are people who may not be able to do that as easily as others, or it may be something that the person is doing that you may say ignore, that may be difficult for somebody else. Maybe it's a trigger, maybe it's something that really bothers them, or something that really annoys them or gets on their nerves, to where it makes it harder to act like that person is not there, because that's what ignoring someone is. Ignoring someone is just giving them zero energy, acting like they're not there, not paying them no attention at all. And when you do this to these people, they tend to try to kick it up a notch and turn up and do more. And all that is to try to achieve their result. So you have to not get upset, even though they're doing more, even though they may be turning up on their behavior, or even though they may be really acting like a terrible person. You have to not give them anything. and you have to allow them to be who they are and remain unaffected. All right, you have to allow people to be who they are and remain unaffected. There's ways that you can talk to people without getting upset or creating a problem or making an issue worse. And I know I've said that plenty of times, but it's because it's something that it needs to stick. All right, this is what's going to help a lot of us stay in certain situations that we may need temporarily, even though it may not be something that's forever. All right, and this is why they're going to watch your victory unfold before their eyes. You know what you want out of life. You know what you want out of life. You have to work towards what you want and what you don't want. Don't just settle for what you don't want. Don't just think you have to continue to experience what you don't want, because you don't. You don't have to experience anything that you don't want to experience. Anything that you don't want to experience, you could either remove yourself from immediately or work towards not having to experience it anymore. This is why you'll hear me talk about financial freedom. This is why you'll hear me talk about prosperity. This is why you'll hear me talk about success. You were created to have the type of success where you could create whatever reality you want and you could have whatever life you want. All right. There may be things that are happening to you that you don't want, but you could use them as a way to turn your life around rather than to play a victim role or to be forced into one, rather, and allow yourself to feel like you're this person who just has to continue to deal with this and go through that and endure all these things. There are things that you can do with your mind. All right, this is why working on your mind is important, because the devil's always trying to come for your mind. All right, that's how he got Eve to do that, what she did in the garden, to eat the fruit. The devil's always trying to get a hold of your mind. All right, that's why they have TV. That's why they have internet. That's why they have phones. All these messages being pumped out. They're always trying to get a hold of your mind. There's always messages being put in your mind, whether you're aware of it or not. So you have to also take responsibility and take control and put messages in your own mind, because this is why it's important to not even watch things sometimes, because there's so many messages being put in your mind. And not only that, there's subliminal messages being put in your mind. All right, these devils own these companies and they own other companies, and they're working for the main company that they're advertising to you, but they're also promoting their other companies and their other avenues of getting money without you realizing it or without you being aware of it. They're promoting things that aren't good. All right, so you have to recognize the God within yourself and put messages in your mind, regardless of whatever message somebody else is trying to upload into your database. All right, people will try to get you to behave the way that they want. All right, this is mental warfare, mind control. All right, this mental warfare is a form of mind control, that they're trying to control your mind by behaving in a certain way, triggering you, pushing your buttons, doing things that they find out that you don't like. It's going to come to a point to where you develop yourself to a level to where you're able to not only mask what affects you, but internalize it in a positive way. Not try to cover it up, not try to act like it doesn't exist, not try to act like it's not there, but develop yourself in a way to where you can remain unbothered, unaffected, peaceful. And the devil could be right there. And most of the time they are. Most of the time the devils are right there. Most of the time the devils are always trying to get energy from positive people, from people who believe in God, put God first, and work towards being a good person. The devil's always trying to use his minions to trigger people like that. So that way you either fall off, or you're not focused, or you miss out on an opportunity, or your freedom gets taken from you. And these are all things that we rebuke, but there are positive aspects to this, and that's why God is so powerful, and that's why he's so great. All right, got a little friend here. I don't know if y'all see him. My homeboy, we chilling. All right, homies. All right, getting his grub on. That's why God is so great, because you have the ability to choose what you can do with your mind, and this is why they're going to watch your victory unfold before their eyes, because you have the power of choice to choose. This is what free will is. You have the, or an aspect of it, you have the power to choose what you want to do with your mind. Somebody could be a-hole. Somebody could be a jerk. Somebody could be watching you unnecessarily and all up in your business for their mere pleasure and enjoyment, to watch you to watch you suffer. But it's a choice. All right, it's a choice to suffer. Suffering starts in your mind. Enemies start in your mind. All right, you don't have to take a negative situation and think of it as negative just because it is. You don't have to take a negative situation and think of it as something negative just because it is. If something is negative, that's fine and dandy. That's all good. That's cool. If something's negative, that's fine. But it's how you internalize it. It's how you perceive it. All right, bringing it back to perception. It's how you take it in. Somebody could be negative all day and all night. All right, like these evil folks out here. They could be toxic all day and all night. You know, they could be harassing or whatever, attention seeking all day and all night. You have to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. That's what you have to do. You have to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. The secret place of the Most High is God's house. And God's house is your house. And your house is your mind. All right, you have to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. You have to dwell in the presence and the power of the Most High. You have to dwell in God's presence. And the presence of God, where you're going to experience him most, is within you and within your own mind. And that's what Christ is about. Christ is the forefront of your mental state. All right, Christ is your mind. Christ is your brain. Your brain is a representation. Oh, all right, your brain almost got me. Your brain is a representation of Christ, and all right, your brain is a representation of Christ. So I'm gonna go into that further in another video, but I have to stay focused, all right, and continue to speak on this topic here. All right, and you see, they sending everybody out here. They sending everybody out here after your boy. But basically, what we're saying is this. All right, you have the power to go within your own mind and not allow things to bother you. It takes work. All right, it takes work because the mind is a muscle. You have to come to a certain level. Jesus Christ. All right, you have to come to a certain level to where these types of things don't really affect you or bother you. All right, you don't want to be someone that is always angry because of what other people are doing. All right, just like this guy right here. He stopped, had his camera on me. He was about to start recording me. But it is what it is. People are gonna sit and watch you if they're targeting you. All right, if you're targeted, and it's not an easy thing to deal with. It's gonna be moments where you want to react. It's gonna be moments where you want to defend yourself, or your peace of mind, rather. That's really all it is. But the thing is, once you come to this realization, there's something that you can do. And that something that you can do is turn into Christ. All right, that's something that you can do is turning to the power and the presence of God within you. All right, that's your power. They have the power to harass and position themselves in strange, weird, awkward places, because the devil has nothing else better to do but watch children of God all day and all night. All right, especially when you're working towards bettering yourself and doing something good. Resist the devil and he shall flee. All right, and that's even your own devils. All right, that's how you that's a good way to battle and defeat temptation. Resisting outward devils and inward devils. But God is so great because we have the power of choice. We have the power to use our mind the way that we want to. Somebody makes you upset, or somebody has the ability to get you upset. You're using their mind the way that they want you. The way that they want you. All right. You have the power to use your mind the way you want to. You have the power to use your mind the way you want to. That's why these devils are going to have to watch your life, your victory, unfold before their eyes. All the street theater in the world, all the street theater in the world, all the googly eyes in the world can't stop a person that chooses to go inside themselves and turn to a positive place in their mind to where they can remain unbothered. And it takes work. It really takes work. It's like dealing with a certain amount of pressure and not cracking under it. All right, that's basically all it is. You have to not crack under pressure, and people do this by going to certain places in your mind. If they're putting you under pressure, it's because they're trying to crack you. They're trying to get you to crack under pressure. All right, they're trying to get you to, instead of your dreams unfolding, they're trying to make you fold. All right, but when you remain strong and you turn to your power, all right, you turn to your power, you're going to be okay. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry what's going to happen to you. You don't have to worry about what they're going to do. You got to have the faith that these people already lost. You have to have the faith that they already lost. They're not in a position to do as much harm or damage to you as it may look or as it may seem. All right. You have control over your mind when you don't get upset and you don't give in to other people's antics. All right. This is why, being slow to anger is very important. This is why working on yourself is very important. It's very important to work on yourself so that way you can rise to different heights. You can rise to different levels in life. It's certain places in life that you may feel stuck on, but what are you thinking? How are you reacting? How are you acting? What are you telling yourself about what's happening to you? Or what are you telling yourself about what's going to happen to you as far as your situation is going? Just because something happens doesn't mean it's the end of the world, or something is over, or you can't get out of a situation, or just because there's something that you can't do right now at this point in time doesn't mean it'll never get done, or you'll never be able to accomplish that goal. If you want to do something, you can do it. You have to force yourself to stay consistent. You have to force yourself to do what you need to do, and you can do it. You can remain strong. You are built tough. You are built to win. These are things that you have to remind yourself. They want you to think lowly about yourself. They want you to think that you're nothing. They want you to think that you don't matter. They want you to think that you're weak. They want you to think that you have no strength. You have no power. You have no mental fortitude. That's what the message that they're trying to relay. They want you to focus on the negative aspects of what's happening around you. And that when one negative thought comes, a million more follow. And that's the wickedness behind what they're doing. If they can create you to think negative thoughts, then more will follow, more will come. All right. What they do is not a positive thing, but it doesn't mean it has to turn you into a negative person. All right. What they do is not positive, but they're trying to transfer their negative energy into you. That's why you don't like them around you. That's why you can pick up on people's negative energy and know they're gang stalking. That's why you don't like certain people in your vicinity, because you can pick up on their negative energy. You know it's not just a normal interaction. You know it's just not a normal experience that you're having with this person. This person is sending out something bad, something evil. All right, people transmit and emit signals, sending out and receiving. People are sending signals out, and people are taking signals in. So when you have people around you that are sending out something negative and you can feel it, that's why you get irritated. That's why you get mad. That's why you get frustrated. That's why you get upset. That's why you want this person to leave. That's why you want this car to pull off. That's why you want this person to stop standing over there in that corner acting like they're doing nothing but over there being a whole witch and devil and doing craft on you and dark black magic. Or not, whatever they got going, they're doing something. All right. So when you're aware of how to defend yourself, all right, and you know that you have the mental fortitude to deal with something such as this, it takes away a lot of the pressure that they're trying to put on you, and it becomes a game. All right, it becomes a game, you versus them kind of thing, good versus evil kind of thing. And if you roll on the good side, if you roll on God's side, you'll always win. You'll always win. So you have the power to make your dreams unfold. You have the power to make your victory unfold. You can win, and you will win. You're going to win. All right, because you are someone who knows what they want. You're someone that's focused on what they're going to get, and if you put God in the mix of that, you will get it. All right, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing in your way. There's nothing that you can't mentally put to the side. You either put to the side how they're trying to make you feel. You either put to the side what they're trying to do, or you either put to the side what it is that they tried to get you to think or feel about yourself, or how they tried to get you to react, or you end up putting what's important to you to the side. Don't put what's important to you to the side. Don't let people drain your energy to where you don't have enough to do what you know you need to do. Don't give these people any of your energy. Don't give these people any of your attention. They're attention-seeking devils and demons for a reason. Just like you can sense and feel and tell that they're no good, they can sense and feel and tell that you are a good person and your energy is good. That's why they're always trying to get some of it. That's why they're always trying to put themselves in your vicinity and do things to make them feel alive. All right, they're always trying to do something to make themselves feel alive. They're nothing without you. They're dead without you. You're tapped into source, and all they're parasites. They're not tapped into source at all. They're not tapped into anything at all except the lowest part of themselves, and they're vibrating on an evil wavelength. All right, they got demons in them, and they behave and act in a way that's ungodly. All right, as we all do from time to time. But there are certain people who keep it to themselves and work on themselves and seek a higher power. Then there are those who just go out into the world and spread evil. All right, so continue to be a good person. Don't let negative situations turn you into a negative person. Don't do that. Don't allow these people's negative energy to transfer into you. You have to transfer it out of you. You're going to feel the tension in certain parts of your body, your neck, your head, your arm, your leg. You may feel the negative energy building up. Don't allow that to stay within you. Don't allow that negative energy to build up within you. That's why you feel drained. That's why people end up with some type of ailment or some type of dis-ease. Is because things stop working properly. It's because you're allowing people's negative energy to build up in you. All right, you're allowing people's evil energy to remain within you instead of just letting it go, instead of just like letting it flow out of you. All right, and when you feel that, you have to release it. You can't hold on to it. You can't continue to keep it. It's not yours. You have the power to let that go. It may not feel like it right away. They may have done something to bother you and annoy you and get on your nerves. As soon as it happens, it may feel like it's so strong that you just have to do something. You just have to, say something. But one thing that's best for you to do is to not react. You can still say what you need to say. You can still handle the situation. You can still take care of it. But one of the best things to do is to not react, all right? And not to do anything that will cause you to make things worse for you or your life, because that's their goal and that's their target, because they want a target. All right, that's their goal and that's their target, and that's why they target. the whole reason for them targeting certain people is because they know that this person has an awesome life. They know that this person is capable of doing great things. They know that this person is connected to a higher power, connected to source. They know that this person is on a God level. They know this person has a strong connection with God. It angers the devil. It messes them up to know that, you know, you're not the same as them. You're not negative like them. You're not a bad person like them. You're not evil like them. You have a life. You have things that you do with your time. You know how to use your mind. You don't mind standing up for yourself and being a good person to yourself or somebody else. You don't mind doing what God put you here to do. And you know that God didn't put you here to do that. All right? So let's stay focused. Let's continue to stay positive. Let's continue to stay connected to God. All right, let's continue to stay connected to a higher power, regardless of what people say or think, regardless of what the world says or thinks. We're living in a time now where you need God more than ever, all right, to defeat what the enemy has planned for you. All right, and you know that the enemy has something planned for you just by walking out your house in the morning. You can tell and you can look and you can see that there are people who are deceiving, people who are behaving to act like they're up to good, but they're not. And these are people who, you know, say they have faith. These are people who are pretending to be good people. Some of these are people that say, you know, they believe in this and believe in that, and then you turn around and they stabbed you in the back. And it's like, it's amazing how people, it's amazing how people will play, you know, like a certain way, and then, you know, that you could see what they got going on internally. And I know nobody's perfect. I know everybody has things they need to work on, but like to psychologically, or, you know, want to affect some, like to want to try to sabotage another person, to try to destroy somebody else's life, that's some crazy work. You know, that's something that I don't want any parts in. I don't want to sabotage nobody. I don't want to be a evil person to someone. I'll just not talk to you or not deal with you, or I'll just, you know, not interact with you or stay away from you. But to have that type of, oh, they got me. Damn it. All right. To not have that, yo, your main man Druuill just got wet, man. Yo, you come to the beach, you're going to get wet, possibly. All right, basically, what was I saying? That felt kind of good, actually. I'm not even mad at that. But yeah, I wouldn't deal with someone if I didn't have any intentions on doing anything good or anything positive. It wouldn't be my MO. There's so much more to do in life. There's so much more you can do with your life. You can go out to the beach, watch the sunset, and chill, and get your feet wet. You know what I'm saying? You can come out here and get your feet wet. Yo, shout out to the chosen vessel. Shout out to everybody watching my channel. Shout out to everybody growing. Shout out to everybody improving. Shout out to everybody going after what they want in life and choosing to be positive and make things happen, regardless of life's pitfalls, regardless of life's, you know, hard times or good times. Just moving forward, constantly progressing, and constantly working towards making things happen in your life. You have the power to take the time within your day to do something to make your life better than it was yesterday. Regardless of who's evil, regardless of who's negative, regardless of who's doing something that they shouldn't. You have the power, all right? You have the power. So that's really all it is for this video. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm about to get back to that, all right? God is good. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for sharing my videos. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.